So there are these invaders, and they're from space. Roll credit. Okay, we've definitely done this before. Are you telling me that Namco released two Space Invaders clones in the early days of arcade gaming? Technically speaking, they made six Space Invaders clones before 1985, but for the sake of the joke, yes, they made another Space Invaders clone. Now, to be fair to Galaga, it is just the sequel to Galaxian. And calling Galaga a ripoff of Space Invaders is kind of like calling Halo a ripoff of Wolfenstein 3D. Galaga is one of the goats of gaming. It's on the list with Pac-Man, Frogger, Dig Dug, Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, Zork, The Oregon Trail, Bubble Bobble. I mean, Bubble Bobble is cool and all, but to put it on a list where it doesn't include games like the original Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest III, the original Castlevania, and the original Metroid, seems like an odd choice to me. Anyways, speaking of Galaga, the game that this episode is actually about, Galaga is like Galaxian, only better. Your ship has received a considerable upgrade. It can now fire two shots at a time, which is great because once again, our goal is to commit an alien genocide, and now we can accomplish our evil goals in half the amount of time. So, as compared to Galaxian, when Galaga begins, there is nothing. Then, all of a sudden, the Galaga forces, yes, that is their name, come flying in and begin to take formation. You can take this time to reduce their numbers if you believe in shooting an unarmed man to gain an advantage. After all the ships find their markers, they'll begin dive bombing at you and they'll shoot at you as well. All you gotta do is blow up the entire fleet. Leave no survivors. I mentioned the Galaga are insects, right? I mean, it seems pretty obvious. Look at that stupid looking butterfly. Probably couldn't hurt a fly. Huh. I stand. Well, I'm not standing, but I guess floating as debris in the endless void of space. Corrected. Most of the Galaga will blow up with one hit, but there are these guys at the top, which are known as Boss Galaga, and they require two hits. The Boss Galaga can also fire out a tractor beam, which will capture your fighter. Now, this might seem bad, but it's actually one of the best things that can happen to you. When the boss Galaga swoops down to attack you again, it will bring the captured fighter with it. If you destroy the boss Galaga during this time, you rescue the fighter and it will fly alongside you, giving you twice the amount of firepower, allowing you to deal out death at twice the speed. Only problem is that your hitbox is now twice as large, and it's very likely that you'll lose the extra fighter anyways. But while you got it, boy, do these aliens not even stand a chance. Anyways, after you destroy all the Galagas, wait, what's the plural of Galaga? Galaga, Galagi, Galagai, Galagas? The game will reset. The Galagas will fly back in once again, but this time they shoot at you. Well, looks like I can finally file this obliteration of an alien race under self-defense. Clearly, my actions are justified at this point. And once you destroy them all again, you get a bonus round, where the main goal is to destroy as many Galagas as possible. This is the best day ever. Anyways, the game will continue on indefinitely, and each time the game resets, the opening sequence will get a bit more intense. Also, eventually the Galaga will just transform into scorpions, because why not? And that's why it's one of the greatest games of all time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Yeah, I'm definitely the king of knowing how to end your videos.